My name is Idris Mitchell. Raised in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. My senior year of high school, right before my senior year, I applied to one school. I don't know if I was confident, cocky, or just excited about this one school, but I applied to one school, and I got into the school. So luckily it worked out. I got into Yale, and I think upon arriving to Yale, there was a sense that, wow, you're visible, like you've made it. I think I felt that I kind of rode out off of some really exciting moments. There were protests, I was involved. I felt like this is how I can start to take on leadership and make an impact in the ways that I wanted to. So I come back off of that, I go into sophomore year, ready to kind of continue the impact, but that was kind of abruptly put on hold because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And that occurred after a series of manic episodes. Finals are about to happen, and I go into a series of not sleeping, feeling as though I have to help out. There's a lot I have to do on campus, and it trips another set of manic episodes. This one much more, this one pretty heavy. My friends are worried. My roommate calls my mom. That leads to a medical withdrawal from Yale, a hospitalization actually, and then institutionalization, which may not be the most PC way, but an inpatient mental health care facility. I was in the hospital gowns, and I was unable to use pens because they were a danger to myself. And I was unable to finish my finals, and I was unable to maintain a 4.0 that semester. Then, and retrospectively, I think I started to view that period as, what is it to be rendered invisible? I was crushed. I was beside myself. There was a coming to terms with actually being bipolar, right? Not believing it, not understanding it. And it took some time. I think there's a sense of self that is lost, right? There's a grief for that old self that must go through. And that process, like grieving a person who's actually left this earth, it can take a year, it can take more. I think every manic episode I've ever had, every major kind of disruption was due to a lack of sleep. And it starts with maybe one night you get 5 hours, but then the next night you get 4, and then after that it's 3, and then you find yourself in a hypomanic to manic state. And so that led me to being hospitalized in the beginning of February after about 3 days or so of not really sleeping properly. And so that was humbling, because this is 5 years later. I'm preparing for all the things. I'm preparing for a potential move, for my career, writing this book. I'm doing all these things and to find yourself 5 years later in a hospital, same gowns of sorts, going to the same occupational therapy, it was humbling. This time around, I think it was necessary to recognize that while I had been worrying about my care and my mental health and wellness in many ways, I wasn't holistically looking at it and saying, all right, you've accepted you're bipolar, but have you accepted all the various things that means of how you're going to operate? I feel as though there's a culture of not only surviving, but thriving, to people to doubt your ability and capacity for greatness, for beauty, for joy. That fact that people may doubt it, regardless, may doubt my positionality as a Black queer man is true. I think there are a lot of ways in which I seek to manage my mental health. It's a constant process, it's a constant learning, and it's a constant growing. So the ways that work now may work for this season, but may not work maybe 5 years from now. Sometimes mental illness is treated in so many different ways, beyond a biological, chemical reaction. There's so many other ways people view this. What will be important for mental health and wellness to kind of take center stage moving forward is understanding the need for support networks, biological, chosen, or otherwise.